Stuff, so we're going to walk through it slightly slowly. Now, tomorrow, and temperatures aren't as warm as what we're going to be seeing on Thursday, but the winds are mild. So this is your best day to get outside for Wednesday. Thursday, we stay dry. However, those 40-mile-per-hour gusts are going to be back. Now, we already have a fire weather watch in place for Thursday. And I would assume that as we approach that day, it likely will turn to a fire weather warning. Now, we do have some snow coming on Friday. This is going to be the day that you're going to want to avoid the roads, especially after 4 p.m. for El Paso County. Saturday, our coldest temperatures come into play, and we have some lingering snow through the early morning hours. And then Sunday, this is going to be a really nice day to get outside as well. That continues all the way through Tuesday, where we're back to seeing some really warm temperatures. So that snow likely not making it to Tuesday, as we're going to be back into those high 70s. Now let's talk about the winds, because on Wednesday we have mild winds for this area. For the high country, still seeing some of those 20 to 25 mile per hour gusts. But we're a little bit better out of El Paso County, which makes it kind of our best day to get outside. We're going to see the highest gusts on Wednesday, though, coming at 5 p.m. Jumping into Thursday, where things really start to pick up, the high country, especially even the front range, seeing 30-mile-per-hour gusts for our southern areas as well, pushing all the way up the interstate. By 5 p.m., once again, we'll be looking at those 30-mile-per-hour gusts. Here's your 13-hour forecast, though, so I can show you through the overnight hours where we do drop down into the 30s, not quite freezing, but colder than how we've been for the past couple of days. Now let's get into the exciting stuff. Here's your Futurecast hour by hour. So Tuesday night, we wrap up. We stay mainly clear for Wednesday. Slight chance to have some of these small, sporadic, very fast-moving showers, but it's going to be mostly dry on your Wednesday. Thursday's looking completely dry as well. But remember, we have those high winds, and then as we jump into Friday, throughout the morning, we're seeing some more snow on the high country, so you're going to want to avoid I-70 for Friday as well as Saturday. I'll show you why. Check out the snow that's going to be lingering into El Paso County. We're doing a little snow-rain mix dance at 4 p.m. But within the next hour, that snow takes over for Canyon City, all of El Paso County. Pueblo, though, they're still getting the rumbles of thunder, the slight chance to see some small hail at 7:30. But then as they head into the overnight hours, the snow is going to grow as the temperatures drop, and it continues all the way until Saturday morning at 7 a.m. So a long-lasting system. We haven't seen a large system like this in a while. So I know a lot of people think, oh, winter is kind of over. I'm going to be safe to drive on the roads. But over Friday, don't get caught on I-25, because it's going to be coming down really hard, not only through the Denver area, but through Douglas County, and then after 5 p.m. through El Paso County as well. So that's why we're seeing that mix out there for Friday for Colorado Springs, as throughout the morning for the high country as well, which was helpful for those areas. But we're still abnormally dry over El Paso as well as Pueblo County. Now, Heather and Paige mentioned at the top of the show that major crash that we had over I-70 that prompted a lot of vehicle pileups out there. And I wanted to give you guys just a live look at all of the areas that got that snowfall, because it wasn't such a significant amount, up to 5 inches for some of those areas out there over the high country. So we did see 3 to 5 inches for some of those spots. Check out Georgetown through Idaho Springs, which doesn't seem like that much. However, when it's over a major interstate like this, it really adds up to be quite a bit. So I'm going to take it back home now, and we're going to talk about some of the precipitation and the snow that we saw a little bit further out here towards the south. So even some of our high country around here ended up with about 8 inches for some of these areas. So I wanted to zoom in to show you that, because the point is that we're actually going to be getting quite a bit of snow to more of our local areas over I-25, which is going to pan out to cause difficult for really making things tricky for travel as we head into the end of the work week. So we're going to switch it now to links 2 so that we can talk about what we're going to be seeing. So we talked about how cold it's going to be, but we are going to jump into what your week is going to look like, which is going to be tricky. We have a lot going on this week, and so we are doing more of the roller coaster, a little bit of that weather whiplash out there, and then that's what we're seeing with your 7-day as well. So I wanted to jump into here's your low temperatures that we have, but I'm going to take it back now so that you can see our Futurecast hour by hour. So for tomorrow, very light amount of precipitation out there, not a lot going on, keeping it mainly dry for Wednesday as well as Thursday. And then the snow is going to come in. So here's what we're seeing. A widespread large system that's going to be taking over at 4 p.m. A few showers to begin with, but then, so by 4, we're still just seeing snow to the north into the high country, and then by 5, things look quite a bit different. Now we're seeing a mix of that snow rain mix over I-25, but through Douglas County, if you're commuting either way, going to pan out to start to see some of those snow flurries out there. And then by 6 p.m., we could already have accumulations along with some snow now through Colorado Springs area. Watch what happens by 7 p.m. This is where we even pick up in energy for the Pueblo area. So you might hear some of that thunder, maybe see some small hail, heavier rain before that snow comes in. Right around 8 p.m. it starts to creep into Pueblo County, but we're going to have widespread snow by 9 p.m. into 10 p.m. for all of these areas above. Even La Junta right now, just looking at some showers, going to quickly transition as we head into those overnight hours. All of those areas across southern Colorado going to be impacted by some of that snow. So even though we have some colder temperatures tonight as we head into the end of your work week, like we talked about, some of the coldest temperatures coming Friday nights going into Saturday. But back half of your weekend looking pretty nice out there. We do have some more sunshine for the rest of this week as well. The best time to get